Recording in progress.
All right. Is everybody ready to go already?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's hit it. Hello, and welcome to our humble little podcast. This is Atlantis After Dark, the greatest place in all of cyberspace. And we're glad you could be with us today on this fantastic, bright, beautiful, sunny Sunday for another fantastic episode of AAD. We're going to do something a little different today. I don't have any jokes lined up for the crew. I don't have anything fancy. I'm just going to tell you who's here. Sekju is with us today, as is Biffed by Adam West, Tewty, and Retmus. And one of the reasons I don't have an intro for everybody today is because I just didn't have the notion to do it. I just didn't have the gumption to get up and sit and type for, 2-3 hours on and make fart jokes. That doesn't mean we're not going to have fart jokes in the show. That just means, we're not going to talk about what a dickhead Sekju is or what a cheating asshole Retmus is. So,
the truth is out.
Damn it. Right.
I mean, anybody that follows me on Discord knows what a dickhead I am. So
unbelievable. Anyway, I want to make an announcement really quick off the top of the show. We'll get all the depressing shit out of the way, and then we'll talk about some DCL. But I don't know really where to start, except maybe at the end. And the end of this thing is I've made the decision to retire full-time from DC Legends. I will no longer be playing this game actively for any reason, not even for a better a dare. And the reason for that really is there's a lot of reasons why this is. But it wasn't a decision that I just came to a snap decision. You know what? It came down to this. About a week and a half ago, I got really sick. I wound up in the ICU for about 5 days. I just couldn't get out of there. And I'm having some problems with my stomach, my intestines, all that good stuff. It's not fun. To make a long story short, it is, I don't know what I was going to say. Let's just start like this. I was basically damn near comatose in the hospital, vomiting, crapping. There was just no. In fact, one time I vomited so hard I crapped my pants. That's a first for me. But, anyways, the long and the short of it is, I'm still having problems to this day, and I probably will have problems for a long time, at least for the foreseeable future. That doesn't mean I'm going anywhere. That means I'm going to stay here and host this show because I love it. I love the people on this show. I love the community, and there's no way you'd get me to leave. So tough shit if you thought I was going to take off, but here we are. Yeah, so that's it. That replaces our jokes this week. I don't know. It's a red letter day. It's a day that will live in infamy. As a matter of fact, one of the things I want to do whilst I'm here on the air is go into the DC Legends app, perhaps for the last time ever, because I've got a little bit of business to do. And come on. Game load's so slow. Oh, look at that. Collect your awards. What's that? No, it's not that. You know, it would be funny if it was out of sync error. That would be just my fucking luck. I can't go without collecting these things. Come on. All right.
There's some rings in there, man.
Yeah.
Why not? You got anybody that needs rings?
It won't let me skip forward past the daily mission things, so I have to collect those to get into the screen. Damn them. But here I am. I'm going to the Alliance section. And how do I do this? I've never done this before.
I don't know. Maybe you should talk to Retmus about this, because as leaving as the leader, I think there is some housekeeping that needs to occur, I think.
Well, yeah. So what am I going to do here? I know what I'm going to do. So if I just click the crown icon next to one of you guys, that gives you the leader?
That sounds like it.
Okay. You are transferring your lead title to this member. Okay. Bam. Yep. Biff, that you have the ball. How do you think about that? What do you feel about that, Biff?
What's that?
I said you have the ball now.
Oh, I do. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
You do. You are the man.
We're a team of four and make all decisions. So as you have always said, being a figurehead is not all that important when you run things as a team.
Right.
I love that.
So, all right, everybody, please welcome your new Lord and Master, Biff by Adam West. He is a very malevolent individual, so don't piss him off.
Isn't that the truth?
Isn't that the truth? And by the way, thanks everybody for indulging me in this little bit here. It's just I don't feel like I don't want to leave without some kind of explanation, and I want you guys to know that I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving the show. So that's all there is to it. Anybody got anything else before we move on to some DCL?
Yeah, actually. So let's talk about legacy, I guess, a little bit, because like when things do come to an end, I always like to look back and
Sure.
like see like what did I leave behind? Did I make the place better than where I found it? And I truly believe, AB, that you created a very positive atmosphere. You gave an entire community the like stomach pain from how much they were laughing. Like I've literally cried before because one of your like intro jokes was just so incredible. You've created this amazing cast, this amazing podcast. You brought us all together, and I think that's an incredible thing that you have done. So I am greatly appreciative, and I'm still happy that you're going to be here spending every Sunday or every other Sunday or how often we do it at Atlantis After Dark podcast. And even if you never do open the game again, I think that you left something great behind. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Tewty. I appreciate that. I really do.
Yeah, and I'll second that as someone that's been on this podcast a real long time. I mean, I remember when this podcast was AB, Black Flash, and Beatus, and you guys had me on as a guest one time where we talked about everything. We talked about me at one point having a contractor over to my house to put a bat pole from my bedroom
That's right.
to my bar in my basement. And even after all the god awful Rotten Tomato reviews we got from the Peanut Gallery on my first appearance, you guys decided to keep me on the show. And we've had obviously a lot of changeover and a lot of positive stuff since then, and it's been a lot of fun. And as Tewty said, we've done it a little different here than some of the other content creators, and that's due to you. I remember one day when one of the first shows I was on, I said, okay, what are our topics for today? And you go, topics? We're just gonna get on and shoot the shit. Like, I remember making fun of Black Flash one time where we had notes going over a kit. We've gotten more technical, and we've gotten more, to make sure we're providing value to the community. But this has always been a lot of fun. And as much as I was prepared to try to convince you to keep playing the game after hearing your opening thoughts, not going to do that. I'm just glad you're going to be here.
Yeah. Thank you, Biff. I appreciate that. Yeah. Speaking of which, new tunes, we haven't started DCL yet, but I mean, who's next, by the way? Is it going to be Calendar Man and the Prankster, or,
Better be King Tut.
We're running out of characters, I guess is the point I'm trying to make here. We keep adding these characters, which is great, but eventually you're going to run to the end. So,
I was impressed this month. They added one I've heard of.
Oh, Trigon?
Usually the answer, no, two, both.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So like normally the answer to who are the new tunes in Jeopardy format for me is who are two heroes / villains I've never heard of. This is a month where I've heard of both.
All right, on. So since we're going that way, let's lean into it. Let's get into some DCL. Okay. Phantom Stranger, since you brought him up, let's talk a little bit about him. Who wants to go first, I guess? What do you guys think about this Phantom Stranger character? Do you think he's going to be any good?
I mean, he has a lot of interesting stuff going on in his kit. I think he's going to be good, but I also think that he's going to be, not like S tier good,
No.
but I mean, I don't know. It's hard for me to give judgment until I have him fully ringed. I like to take everyone to L5 because I don't know how you know what a tune can do unless
Right.
they're at their, maximum capacity. But in the limited times that I've been able to use him once or twice in Siege, a couple times in PvP, he's done some interesting things. If you can actually get him up to that gate of 5 intelligence ups, he really starts to do some cool things on your team. But I don't know. It's hard to justify the use of a new Mystic tune when you have so many other Mystic tunes that are so good already. Like I'm a big fan of the Etrigan rework, and I use him a lot. So am I going to bring Phantom Stranger instead of Etrigan when they're both special damage Mystic tunes? I don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't know where he fits in current teams and current usage, but I don't think he's a bad tune.
Got it. Is he more of a support tune, or is he Is he a hardcore attacker?
Oh, I would say more support.
Okay.
I have him L4 right now, and he's level 80, fully ringed. I did a 2D tune on him, and I actually feel like the 2D tune undercut him a little bit because after that, I did spend some more time with him. I really kind of dug deep, even more than I did beforehand, and he just serves a very different purpose. Like he serves the purpose of staying alive, essentially. Like the guy is very difficult to kill. He's got damage immunity, he's got invisibility, he's got awareness and a revive. So it's really, really hard to kill him. And whatchamacallit, when his one super move that we really, really enjoy, where he erases all int ups on the enemy team happens, that is incredibly valuable. And if you're in a long-term PvP fight, and this is why I don't think a lot of people are going to enjoy him, because the DCL community really likes their burst damage. They really like their quicker matches. Essentially, Phantom Stranger is not a character you bring to a quick match. He's a character you bring to a longer term match, because you want to be able to ramp him up a little bit, because eventually his basic does start to hurt. He can actually do significantly good damage in those longer term fights, but you have to get there first. And thankfully, he's actually good at getting there, because all of the characters that do a lot of damage right now, the big meta characters, they're all very special damage oriented. They're all very good at ramping those intelligence ups. So currently, I do think he's very usable. You just have to be in the mindset okay, this is not going to be a quick match. This is going to be a longer term thing. And his most valuable active ability, in my personal opinion, is his second ability, because he does give out a lot of shield, and it's spammable. I think it's on a 1 turn or 2 turn cooldown, similar to Dr. Fate in that regard, where he can just throw out shield constantly, and that is incredibly useful as well. So
yeah, it's helpful to have shields.
And it's a lot of them. It's not a small amount.
Right.
Yeah, it's a significant chunk he dishes out each time. So, I mean, I never really worked with shielding teams that much. I probably should do that more.
Yeah.
There's a reason why everyone loves Alan Scott.
Right. I mean, I have them RB3 eligible. I just haven't used them as much.
By the way, Alan Scott in my red alerts, the ones I go up against, is the nastiest character in the whole fucking game. In my red alerts, for some reason, Alan Scott it's 4 blues against my 4 RB5 reds, and somehow, some way, I don't even win. That guy's a fucking beast. But I think, to your point, is I do think DC, our community was always, let's just crush fights as fast as we can. And I completely agree with that. I do think, even though I don't use her at all, unless she's an alliance point, when people did embrace Barda when she got a rework,
right?
They did started embracing longer fights, at least with her, which I fucking hate. But unless she's with Aquaman, and then my Black Manta just fucking makes them kill themselves, which is fun.
Right.
But I do think people, now with the Alan Scotts, with maybe Phantom Stranger, if you're into it, and Barda and all that, maybe people are open to longer fights. I'm certainly not first thing in the morning when I'm trying to get my 27 PvP matches. But I think people, I've actually, Tewty, I think you'll like this. I think at this point in the community, I think there are more people being more creative than ever.
Agreed.
I do think people are deciding that, hey, listen, this game has been kind of static for a while. Why don't I be the one that makes it new?
Right.
Why don't I I just looked at all my RB5s the other day, and other than Harley Quinn, none of them are S tier. None of them are, widely used and would be considered meta. I've done the Black Mantas, the Jesse Quicks, the good characters, don't get me wrong, but different things. And I've had fun finding ways around these other comps that aren't what everyone does.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think a lot of your specifically RB5s are getting very niche in a regard, and not that they haven't always been, but I mean, after you see a Harley Quinn RB5, you're like, you're too meta for me. But
that's my only one.
Yeah, I know, it's okay. You're very evasion based, and I love it. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're seeing people like Greja, who's got his Indigo 1 and his Scarecrow. You're seeing like all these other people bring in Mr. Miracle. Even Kid Flash has an RB5 now. Like, there's so many great niches and characters that I think are finally being utilized in a fun way. And it's because people are bored with, Spectre, and now they have other issues to deal with. But it's rough out there. It's rough out there.
Oh, and Gray J, since you mentioned him, my Scarecrow is now RB4. So sit tight, my friend. You're not going to have an exclusive for very much longer.
Just gotta find those shards.
Exactly.
they're hard to come by.
Yeah, I need about 1,500 of them. So
yeah, that's a pretty chunk of change if they ever come up with a sale in the store.
I think there is a sale this month, isn't there? Because it's Halloween month. Why would
I know? That's why I was disappointed. I was
because
like,
fuck us, right? No,
right? I mean, all the months.
There's only 4 characters I'm actively really want, and they gave me one of them this month, and a limit 5 on a 20 to 40 shard. Thanks, Twats.
Yeah,
that ain't getting me to RB5. But I have Superboy, Spectre, Siren, and Scarecrow that are all RB4 and need to go RB5.
Damn.
So
Retmus, you're quiet in the corner over there, pal.
Yeah, Retmus, speak up. Why don't we just wind him up and just say, hey, what do we think of Dr. Fate?
I agree. I'm ready for this tangent.
Yeah,
let's go.
All right. Well, let's shift gears
Dr.
then
Fate.
and let's talk about Mr. Fate. I mean, Dr. Fate.
I love Dr. Fate.
You don't say.
He speaks.
And I was so excited for his rework. Of course, I want him to be S tier because he's my favorite. I wanted him to replace Spectre. I just wanted him to be like a Spectre killer, so no one would ever use Spectre again. But he would still be like normal, average character for everybody else. But there was a lot of mishaps when they did these characters, a lot of bugs, and they fixed some stuff with them. I mean, overall, I would probably give him maybe a B+.
Right.
I wish he was higher. I mean, being generous, maybe an A-. There's a lot of things he can do. He's probably got the best shield in the game. I mean, I absolutely love 65% shield with one move. It's a fantastic ability. So you can keep like everybody alive. So you can just use him. What I like to really do is put him under dark side lead, so I can just automatically put the 65 shield up, put all the hit chance ups on everybody, and then actually take a turn after that because of dark side, letting him throw his Order of Raw first ability out, which is kind of cool because it hits pretty decent. I mean, it's not the hardest hitting, but I mean, it hits very hard.
Yeah,
I really like it.
Not bad for a blue character, right?
Right. Right. Well, I mean, it seems like they're kind of leaning more on blue characters being like the dominant character in
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah, I guess I see that. Yeah.
But I really like him. I wish his leader ability it should really be changed to one of two things. Either they're his immunities that he gets at the beginning, you know, like his stun and silence and enrage immunity. Either they should be unpurgeable, kind of like how like Aquaman and Clayface and few characters have unpurgeable moves if he's going to be the leader, or if not, just make that a passive move, because what good is it if it starts and then you can just remove it instantly? I mean, it's like that's like the only a leader ability that you know that he actually has going for him. So I kind of think that's a little mess up on their part. I mean, I love his twist of fate move. I always have loved that. I think it's probably the best animation in the game, where he does the magical ball, you know, of energy and then zaps people. And then he has a 75% chance to use that whenever someone, you know, has an immunity on them. And I've had that save my butt quite a few times, where he's just outright killed some characters before they even got a chance to go. But like I said, overall, I would say a solid B plus. I just like the fact that I'm able to use one of my favorite characters now, instead of him just being a bench warmer. He didn't have to be an A tier or S tier. Just as long as I can use him, I'm happy. I just wish they would have dove into just a little bit of more tweaks to him and made him even better. But I can't say that I'm completely disappointed, because I can use my character.
Yeah.
Did you watch my Tewty Tune this morning?
I did not get to. I've been watching all of them. I have, but I didn't get to watch it on him. Sorry.
You're good. I was just giving you shit because I think it was actually a really good Tewty Tune. Like I made him perform very well. Like not all of my episodes are like good all the time. Like sometimes there's shit, and I get it. I understand that. But this one I felt like I actually performed quite well. His only issue, I feel like his damage is good, his shielding is good, he's got a lot of good stuff going for him. His only issue is that he's squishy as shit. And that's why I was
more
like,
colorful adjectives you used in your video, though. Those were the way you described his squishiness was quite good.
You
if
know,
you have time, go check that out.
yeah.
I don't really have an issue with him being squishy.
Well, and that's
Well,
what
you're
I made the
RB5.
point in the video. I was like, Fate is a perfect rebirth candidate. Like I know yours is
Yeah.
RB5. And I was like, if I brought him to RB3 even, I feel like he would be perfect. Like, cause maybe not perfect, but like significantly awesome, because his weakness would be, you know, shored up a little bit, and his damage would be even more amplified. So yeah, your RB5 Fate, I feel like, is going to be a threat to a lot of people out there, especially if under Dark Side lead.
That's why when you talk about high RB, non-meta characters are many times the way to go, because they make them meta characters.
Yeah.
You know, me and Hate Mail have talked about RB5 being S tier, because he's RB5, not because the character or the kit is S tier. Superboy, for example, is amazing and really taking me. I've heard a lot of people struggling with this siege. Well, with Cassie Kane around and RB4 Superboy, the siege has been awesome for me. And you know, I don't spend energy. I'm still top 100, like, you know, because of him. There are characters, Black Manta. There are characters that benefit from high RB, and people that have trouble surviving are ones. Black Manta, squishy as hell. RB5? No, he's not. He can take a pop.
Well,
and just like, you know, Retmus's RB5 Fate can probably take a pop. My L5, I can't take him to a Cassie Kane siege fight, because she'll just retaliate once and he's gone. But that's, so when you're thinking about your RBs, think about them.
Yeah, I would say going up against Cassie Kane. So let's just say an L5. I've fought quite a few of the L5s inside of Siege, because everybody's using Cassie in Siege, of course. And I took Fate as a lead just because I don't care about Siege right now, because I'm getting slaughtered anyway, so it didn't matter. So I was going to have fun doing it. So I started using Dr. Fate. And of course, you know, she retaliated against him every time he would go. And I think it took 4 moves for her to kill him at L5. And I have went up against an RB3 Cassie, and it took 2 hits to completely kill him from her retaliation. So he can take the hit as long as he puts up the shield afterwards. He can keep going and stop her from killing him.
Let me know when you find mine.
All right, I will.
My Cassie.
That's all right. I'll just make
By
a
the
whole
way-
team of can't miss and
By
then
the way,
throw
we were
fade
talking
in
about
there.
the other day. For some reason, this siege, I've been attacked 4 times so far.
Oh, it's so
That's it.
stupid. You are so lucky. I hate it. I'm up to like 27 attacks against me, and he's got 4.
I've got
You should-
4.
You
So-
should see my board, Biff. I'm gonna have to show you guys. I've have like probably 50. I'm not even exaggerating. It's like
I've been
everybody
attacked
attacked
4
Retmas.
times.
Biff, you
And
are
by the
the
way, two sieges ago, I went 6 days before I was attacked for the first time. 2 sieges ago.
Biff. You
I'm
are
like-
the great
I am
white
like the
whale
world's-
of Siege this month.
I am the world's best at not being attacked. I have like invisibility for some reason.
If they had world's finest awards, you'd win it, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Least attacks against. That's the only world finest I'll ever win.
Lucky
I have quite a
bastard.
few. I've got quite a few wins on my defense log. I'm not gonna lie, but it's also because I bought Trigon to L2.
I have 20 losses on my battle log right now.
Oh my
Well,
God.
that's probably the maximum. So
It
you
is.
Probably, you
It's
probably
the
have
max.
more.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
telling
no,
you, it's
so
just
that-
like
what I'm saying is you probably have
Yeah.
more than 20. It's
every
just those are
time
the
I log
20 showing.
on, every time I log on, it's just like, oh, 50 more people have attacked you. Why are you even playing Siege? It's just like, no, see what it secretly is. It's like, I know he'll buy Trigon, so we'll just like screw him. So he'll definitely buy 2 packs.
See, I'm staying at lower levels. I'm staying at around 90 to then when I refresh, I'm usually around 300 because I do my things. I do use all my energy. I get to about 90. By the next day, when I'm ready to do my 5 fights again, I'm about 300. I refresh. I've seen 1 Trigon and he was like 5,000 points. So I'm staying out of the upper echelon just to avoid. This is one of the few sieges where I don't want people using all bonus
Right.
because a lot of the bonus are fucking kind of crappy. Like, I mean, crappy in a good way, saying like you go up
Pain in your
against
ass
a,
crappy.
you go up, yeah, you go up against an all 4 bonus team. It's not easy,
No.
so a lot of times it is.
Yeah.
And
Expect.
This
Sorry.
siege has been different in that capacity where I've wanted to drop down before I refresh. So if I finish a board, I don't refresh right away. I'm gonna wait, until the next day because I want to refresh the board in the top 300, not refresh the board in the top 100. Because I don't
Right.
want Trigons.
Oh, I hear you.
I don't want RB4 or RB5 Cassies. Like I don't want anything to do with them.
And some of the things about this is like, I've seen a lot of White Lantern Sinestro leads,
Mhm.
during this. And kind of what makes it bad if you fight against a team. Let's just say I'm just going to make up a team real quick. Let's say White Lantern Sinestro, Punchline, Cassie, and I don't know, Black Adam or some, one of the bonus tunes, right? So you go out and you're like, okay, I go first because I'm fighting another team that has White Lantern and we're about the same speed, so I get to go first. So you'll attack with like Punchline or something. You'll put the debuffs on, which makes the enemy team all get to go before you do because of White Lantern Sinestro's turn meter up. So it kind of makes it a pain in the butt. You can't do like a mirror match or something like that, even if you're more powerful, you're going to win, but you get killed because they get the turn meter up and then they all get to go first. Especially,
I learned that one with Black Canary.
yeah.
Like I'm looking at the speed thing and I'm like, okay, I'm good here. Then all of a sudden I hit somebody and it's like, oh no, I don't go second, third, and fourth. Like, so a lot of that turn meter stuff, you gotta really, really watch. And the one thing Cassie doesn't do this siege, is, her 2 is not killing any blue with heal immunity.
Right.
That her 2 does not do a lot of damage. So I haven't seen a lot of Sinestro White Lanterns. I just revive characters are
Yeah.
ugh, like
What I really
especially
like
Siege.
is taking Dazad on there and just, it doesn't care if Cassie has 1 billion
Oh, yeah.
Evasion up, just one move, they're gone, and then she's dead. I absolutely love him for that ability.
Zod is underrated. I mean, he's still, and by the way, there's another guy, the high RB could really benefit because
He's tough
once
to
again, as a
believe in at low
green,
levels.
as a green, he is a little squishy with specters out there and things like that. But he's one that if you have RB3, RB4, I think Rhino has him RB5 in our alliance. He can survive. And yeah, he can one shot with his 3. He can one shot RB5 Cassie.
Listen, I just want to tell you, this is how crappy of the lineups that I get. I just opened up my Siege. I was going to play a Siege while we were talking, right? So the team I'm going up against is at RB4 Martian Manhunter, an RB4 Barda, RB4 Spectre, and RB4 Azrael.
You up against Burger? Is that Burger's team?
No, it's a guy named RUHL87 or something like that. But
Sounds like "Are you a twat?"
I'm just like, come on, man. It's like this is Siege. Why are you purposely trying to screw everybody?
Sekju, I beat you earlier today.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
what was I using?
Wally's team.
Oh, Wally's team. I needed it to clear a few boards because I lost a couple of those matches. Remember, I was talking about in the Art of War channel the other day. So I actually had to use that to clear a board. So
no,
it's not a very hard team to beat.
Oh no! It's not a hard team to beat at all. I think I did it with 2.
No.
I think I did it with 2 bonus. I'm not going crazy with bonus. As I said, I don't want to get too high.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say too, and a weird
doing the
thing
meaty
that I've
side
been
of the
running
curve.
into with Cassandra Kane, which has worked for me a couple times recently. There's so many blues. I've been running into a lot of 3 blues and then Cassandra Kane. So like White Lantern Sinestro, usually it's been Trigon a couple times, and Dr. Fate has been in there a couple times as well. And when I'm running into these blue heavy teams, I'm just running all red and going 2 bonus red plus Red Hood and Shiva. And she peels off like as you're killing everybody with around Cassie, killing them with all the blues, she loses her evasions and her invisibility. And by the time you get to her, she's got nothing left. So I don't know. I haven't had as many problems with her recently, but yeah, she was giving me some fits after I got that first board cleared. Little annoying.
Yeah, it's the Black Adam and the Fates are hard to take to a Cassie Kane fight. They just really are, unless you have Retmus RB5.
Right. And then speaking of which, what do you guys think of the Black Adam rework? I mean, of all the reworks, I thought his was probably the best.
Oh,
He's a badass.
Black Adam, yeah.
He really is. If he gets a kill, and then tell you what, you put him under Dark Side, the enemy team will not get a turn. You can just sit there and spam his basic because he'll end up with 120% turn meter every single time he goes, because he'll do his first one and it's 60% turn meter up. Then his second attack will give him another 60% turn meter. I think I had 32 times in a row that I went with his just spamming his basic move.
Yeah.
That's interesting because I always figure I go with his 2 first because I want that massive AoE damage. But that's interesting that you would start with his basic and that would just set him off.
Yeah, I like to save the AoE until he's got a couple intelligence ups on him because of his high crit chance and special damage. Like by the time you use that 3rd, you could nuke the whole enemy team. So I typically open either with his 3rd to purge buffs on people, or again, like Retmus was saying, with his basic under Dark Side is nuts. Or if you have him with somebody that you can do like a targeted call assist or something is also quite helpful because he gets that assist and then he goes again, and at that point his turn meter is so cranked that he's just going to get a bunch of turns.
Yeah, he's very fast.
I have him L5 right now, and I'm not gonna lie, I have not used him much at all, and I think it's because of the fact that I'm still worried that he would play like before his rework, and I know that everybody is raving about him. But like the 3 fights I brought him to, like he didn't do anything. I opened with either his 3 or his 2, and like not a whole lot of damage happened. And then he just got retaliated against and murdered. And I was like, this feels like old Black Adam,
all he needs is a kill, under there, and then he just goes nuts.
Right.
Try,
Okay.
well, I
I'm
know
telling
you
you,
don't do meta tunes, but try him with like Dark Side, Terra, and the Question.
Right. I mean, Black Adam can lay the smackdown.
Yes, he can. I mean, it was insane because I was like, as soon as the reworks went up, I just RB4'd him as soon as it was up because I've always liked the character. And I was just like, I don't care if it sucks or not. I'm just RB4'd him. And then I was telling everybody on the boards, I was like, oh my gosh, you've got to see him under Dark Side. They never get a turn. I was like, I just did like 22 hits in a row, and they never got a chance to retaliate or do anything back. It's hilarious. And then I was just like, can you imagine this? As long as you have if you go into Nightmare Challenge, and as long as there's not a Harley Quinn or Cassie, you could beat every single stage by using his basic. Yeah, it might take you 2 hours because he only chips away at them, but they would never get a turn. And I was just like, that would be so cool. And then Sekju put up a little video where he did it as well. He saw it, and it's just really hilarious. It's fun.
How about this?
And by the way, folks, Wendigo does a really good job on the first night of Nightmare Challenge about publishing who's in each node.
Right.
So he puts a list out to show everyone, hey, here's what you're going up with against in node 1, node 2, node 3, node 4. So that's something to remember to leverage his list. And if there is no, Cassie Kane and Harley Quinn, listen to Retmus.
Yeah, I'd say he's going to be very useful in this Nightmare Challenge, and maybe even going forward. Who knows?
I found him, like Tewty said, I found him to be, and I didn't dig into the kit, so I'm not going to claim to know what all the things that all the tweaks and changes. But to me, he's the same as he was. He's for example, he's on my 6-day challenge team that I use every time,
right?
Because he just goes off. And I think today I finished the last node of Poison 6-day challenge. Without 2 of my characters even going because of Black Adam. So the last note.
Just take them off the team.
Yeah.
What's that?
Just take them off the team. They're wasting time for you.
Yeah, no, exactly. No. So it's my 6-day challenge team is Grodd, Cassie, Black Adam, and Black Flash.
Is he going to get
Black Flash and Black Adam are the only ones that even went today on the last note.
Is he going to get one of those Dwayne Rock Johnson skins with the eyebrow and everything?
It looks like it.
Yeah, it does look like it.
I mean, I don't know if it's going to be the Rock specifically, but it's at least his uniform from
right.
I don't know if they're going to use Rock's likeness basically from the look of that skin. But
did they ever use anyone's likeness? Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot. DOJ looks a lot like her.
And Aquamoa as well.
Aquamoa, that's right.
Well, and Joker Damage Goods definitely looks like Leto. Yeah.
So, Tewty, did they get around that challenge of reworking movie characters by reworking Black Adam before the movie?
I think they got around it because they just gave him a skin for it. Like his actual character is,
gotcha.
Fine as is. I'm looking for it right now because I know it's in Du Bois server. I don't know where they put it. But there it is. Yeah, it almost looks exactly like Dwayne the Rock Johnson. I'm not gonna lie, like it clearly the hood and like the collar from the skin looks literally just like it came straight from the trailer.
Yeah.
So I think it's very movie-esque.
Nice.
They even called it Reawakening, which is I think what like the whole point of the Black Adam movie. He awakens after like 5,000 years in a slumber or some bullshit like that.
Yeah. I see the trailer where they're draining like this back to tank and he's sitting in there in handcuffs or whatever. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be exciting for sure. And Fate got a skin too, which I don't know what the skin, like it looks like a uniform for military. Retmus, do you know what that skin will look like? Do you think it's going to be good?
I don't know, but I'm getting it.
Yeah, well, I have no doubts about that.
Things that are obvious for $1,000, Alex.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of ringing a little bit of a bell, like I've seen it before. We don't get to see the whole outfit, but it looks very familiar. I might have to dig into my comic books later and see if I can find out what that skin is actually referencing.
I wonder if it's Fate from like World War II or something like that.
It's quite possible.
Oh,
Maybe
like a
like
classic Fate look or
like
something.
the JSA, old JSA
Yeah,
skin or something.
I think that might be it. No guarantees though. Yeah, I have no idea.
No guarantees at all.
Hey, let's switch subjects for just a second.
Sure, go ahead.
Henry Cavill's back. Is that not awesomeness?
Is that officially confirmed? Because I've seen a ton of rumors.
Yes, there's a little tiny bit of leak footage that was let out
From the movie.
Yep, for Black Adam. He's in Black Adam.
No shit.
Wow.
Well, and the rumors have been flying about him and like about them
Yeah.
starting to fast track like a Superman sequel and all this other stuff.
It's all because of Dwayne Johnson. He actually pushed WB Discovery, and he said, I want him in my movie. I want him back in the DC universe. And so there was a deal that supposedly was struck. The other rumors are coming from very reliable sources that they are working on a Man of Steel sequel, that it is in the works now as part of his contract. And there's all kinds of pictures where he was has a Superman dyed haircut and everything, walking around like right at the exact time when they were doing some reshoots for the Flash. So he's supposedly
I
in
heard
the
he's going to
Flash.
be in that too. I did read about that one too,
because he was with his girlfriend in the picture. I mean, his hair is 100% dyed and matching exactly like it did.
Got the spit curl and everything, right?
Yep.
Damn.
I'm a little skeptical, and I know that you probably have really good sources. You sound like you're 100% confirmed on this, but literally ever since he left, there's been rumors and articles and like all these things. There was even a point where they were like, okay, we're basically scrapping the entire original Justice League trilogy. Like Gal Gadot is going to retire after the third Wonder Woman. You know, Aquamoa is going to retire from Aquaman after the third Aquaman movie. And then they were going to have Supergirl fill in as the Superman.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, there's so much.
That's the
these
reshoot.
rumors.
The reshoot.
Yeah, that
on
all
the Flash.
got dropped.
Yeah,
with
well,
the exit of Walter Hamada, I think, right?
Yeah.
Unless you probably read about this. With Walter Hamada on his way out, that was all of his plan that they're probably killing, which was part of why Batgirl got pulled and all that jazz.
Yeah,
that shit.
When Zaslav anyway, when Zaslav took over, there was a actual meetings call where, you know, they discuss, you know, the future plans and stuff, and someone that wasn't supposed to be on the call was on it and recorded it about like the revenues and things that they plan on doing. And Zaslav's whole plan is he wants the main properties that are guaranteed to bring in like the money. And that's like, he said he wants Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman to be like the main story focus going on out. He's supposed to have like a 10-year plan that they've worked up to, you know, make all these properties slowly build up, kind of like how Marvel did, and not try and just push out a quick Justice League movie, you know, where everybody's together.
Yeah, good.
Because you can think about, look, when they do the standalone movies like the Batman, the Joker, you know, I mean, Joker was $1 billion movie and it cost like 50 million to make. That's probably one of the most profitable movies they've ever made. If you go by the point of how much it costs them to make and the profit wise from that, that's kind of crazy. Aquaman made $1 billion too, but yet it costs like what, 200 million to make. So really the Joker outperformed Aquaman in sales. So those standalone movies, if you get the right characters, it's going to be profitable. And that's what everybody in the end wants, is that, you know, profit. And everybody wants Henry Cavill back. I mean, everybody does. And there's been a couple quick snippets. There was one I just saw last night where Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson did a little preview for Black Adam, and he looks at the camera. He's like, "There's nobody on the planet that can beat me." And I said, "Nobody on the planet." And then he winks at you like that. I mean, come on now. What is he saying right there? Think about it.
Yeah.
Power Rangers movie. That's what
yes. There's a new Power Rangers coming out. It's an adult Power Rangers, by the way.
Wait, are they standalone for each Ranger and then they come together at the end, or is it?
I don't know. I don't know, but there is a new Power Ranger movie that's going to be geared towards adults. A series, I mean, it's a new series.
With
Oh, when you said adult, I was thinking something else.
No, not.
Oh, okay.
Fucking
No,
hell.
no, no. I
But,
was
you
like,
know,
I'm not in any.
I'm
Power
sure
Ranger
there's
porn.
the
probably
Pink Power Ranger gets a
Ranger-
lot of play in that one. She gets a lot of action.
But the Pink Ranger?
The Pink Ranger.
Pink Ranger. By the way,
Codes get that one.
Hey, I used to
DCL
love
Junk
AAD
has just
Junk.
joined us. So
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey, growing up, she was my main crush. Amy Jo Johnson, the Pink Ranger. I absolutely loved that girl.
you know, this is I'm not kidding. I'm not making this. Couldn't make this up. When I was in the Navy, we were stationed in Long Beach, and the ship that I was on, the USS Taro, was in dry dock, and you meet all kinds of people. And I happened to be stuck in the barracks whilst they were redoing the berthing areas and whatnot on the dry side. And my roommate insisted that he was dating the Pink Power Ranger. Insisted that he was doing it. So much to the point where he would get up, he'd walk out to the gate of the base. Oh, no, she's going to come and pick me up. And so you'd look out there, and 3 hours later, he's still standing there by the gate. 4 hours later, he's still standing there by the gate. And then he comes back, and if you confronted him, like, dude, I saw you standing at the gate, he would say, oh, no, she just forgot, or she couldn't make it. Or the other side of the coin was, oh, yeah, we had a great time. We were doing this, and that. So all kinds. Just
Okay.
You
crazy,
gotta respect someone who sells it like that.
right?
You gotta
Yeah.
respect
That's commitment. That's commitment
He
to
was-
the story right
He
there.
was committed to that story.
I used to date Selma Hayek.
Oh, okay.
How was that?
Sure.
Oh, if it was true, it'd be awesome.
I'm actually in this hotel room. Selma Hayek and The Rock Johnson are both here. They're just in the bathroom. So.
Are they making a Netflix movie?
They're having fun without you,
My
unfortunately.
God.
I broke away for 2 minutes. Guys, relax.
Take
As
it,
far
Jill.
as the DC universe goes, what I hope that they do with this big shakeup or whatever, I really, really hope they just get their shit together. And like all we want is like a good story, right?
Yeah.
And my inner child and my jealousy of Marvel has kind of made me want them to create like a combined universe and make it good like Marvel did. But I don't know if they can do that because they seem to, I mean, every year or so they have a new plan, so that sucks. But yeah, they need to get their shit together, get a congruent plan. I'm glad they have Cavill back. I'm glad that The Rock is finally like putting his fist down because he's got the star power to do it, and maybe The Rock will save the DC universe. Honestly,
Yeah. Yeah, that
I'm
could
hoping.
be.
Well, if you think about it,
Hear that, Shane?
there-
They love you.
there's two things in Hollywood. There's good actors and then there's movie stars. There are very few movie stars left. Tom Cruise is a movie star.
Are you trying to say that Dwayne Johnson isn't a good actor?
He's a movie star. By the way, this is a great debate. Who, if anyone, is a movie star and a good actress? Now, I'll give you two names that I think fit both those bills, because movie stars are people that bring people to the box office regardless of role, regardless of anything. Okay, so Tom Cruise is a movie star. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is a movie star. The only two that I think check the box of being a movie star and a great actor are Tom Hanks and Denzel Washington.
Yeah, and
That's
I was
my-
going to say
that's
Tom
my movie
Hanks.
thought.
Yeah,
So
I
you
was.
don't have an
Yeah,
actress that you think is a great actress as well as a movie star?
There are great movies. There are great actresses. There are a million great actresses.
Oh, I'm
there,
sorry. I'm just asking your opinion.
is
I
there
didn't mean
is
to put
there
you on the
one
spot.
is there a great movie star woman that's also a great actress? I don't
I
know.
don't think there's
Margot Robbie. Margot Robbie.
Yeah, she's a
and
pretty damn good actress.
Leo
That's not bad.
DiCaprio after watching Wolf of Wall Street.
Leo
holy
DiCaprio.
Oh, how about The Revenant? Oh
in the
man, is he
mix.
good in The
Yeah.
Revenant?
But I don't think Margot Robbie's in the class of Tom Cruise and
Oh, she
I-
absolutely is. Like she's in
Okay.
all of these big awesome movies. She's in this Amsterdam movie that just came out, which also
Mhm.
has poor reviews, but
Yeah.
it's,
I mean, you've got a bunch of people. I mean, like Kate Blanchett, and
Oh, yeah.
she's another one. I always thought she was very good.
They're
when
very,
I say movie stars, though, I'm saying people that just drive, no matter what they do, it just drives, like Retma said earlier, billions of dollars.
Yeah,
Like just snap your fingers, it's billions of dollars. It doesn't matter what they're doing. That's Tom Cruise, that's The Rock, you know, like, you know, I
Julia
don't know.
Roberts used to be pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
George Clooney.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. There aren't a lot of people that I would be like, oh wow, they have a new movie. I'm going to see it. You know, not
Right.
a lot.
That's the difference between movie star and good actor or actress.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And if I can go back to the Henry Cavill thing for just a minute, didn't he say that he had like a treatment for his second Superman movie? Didn't he say that he had an idea for it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And it was a decent one. I think I heard it. I can't remember what it was, but it was a good sound plan, I think.
Wow.
I'm trying to entertain Sekju's child.
That's pretty good.
That was pretty good.
All right. Well, tell you guys what, you guys have been a very entertaining panel, and I think it's time that we take it around and get everybody's last word. And we'll start, as always, with Mr. Redmus. What do you got to say, pal?
Glad to be here as always. Kind of sad to see you go from the game, AB, but you're still going to be here, and I'm very thankful for that. So we'll still get the BS, have fun with everybody, and that's the main thing. As long as we get to keep the communication open, have fun. Because, like when we first started off, you were the big Aqua Bear, right? The big daddy of us all,
Right.
Then kind of like you turned into the Alliance boss, and then after that, it's just like, man, he's just all badass, But then I finally come to realize you're just all benevolent, and that's what it is. And I feel like you're a really good friend, and I'm just glad that you're, in a small way, part of my life, and I get to enjoy the little bit of time, we have here on the planet with good people, and I consider you good people, as well as everybody else on here. And from the bottom of my heart, buddy, I hope you get better, 100% plus more, and you stick around with us, and we can just continue to, shoot the shit and have fun.
Thank you, Redmus. I appreciate that. All right. Sekju, you go next this time. I'll give Biff a reprieve.
I missed. I'm sorry. I had the exploding toddler. Are we on last thoughts? What's happening?
Yes, last thoughts.
Oh, I didn't get to say anything at the beginning, and I just wanted to say that AB is a unique individual, and on this team, we're gonna miss him playing with us, but I'm glad he's gonna be sticking around. When I first joined up with this quote unquote crew in general, it was under the Alliance Black Lantern Corps 2, and I believe AB was rocking the nom de guerre of the Frankensteiner.
That's right, I was. I was the Frankensteiner.
Yeah, wasn't that one of your names for a
while?
Yeah,
that was, Frankensteiner
Express.
That's
right.
Yeah,
exactly. So that was when I first met him. And I just got to say, I'm really glad to be included in this podcast. I'm so glad that the Alliance After Dark crew reached out to me to join this alliance when it was being formed. And I'm just happy to be a part of things. And I'm going to miss AB playing with us, but I'm really glad that my friend is still going to be on this podcast with us, still leading us like he's always done. And I'm happy with that outcome, even if he's not going to be playing with us anymore. So that's my final thoughts for the day. Thank you, AB. You're an awesome guy.
Well, thank you, Sekju. I appreciate it. And yeah. Who's next? Biff? You get the last word, pal. No, you have to get the last word. You get the next
I've
word.
already done my tribute to you.
Right. Good.
I did it at the beginning, so I won't go back to that. But
good.
I am glad, as Sekju just said very eloquently, that you're still leading the podcast, even if you're not leading the alliance. So that's great. And since I've already said my piece about, thanking you for everything you've done for me and for this team and for everything, I guess I got an open spot, folks. So
that's right. I just left.
So reach out to me. This is the easiest top 50 you'll ever have. We don't take anything too seriously. We have fun. We have a 2-day raid. And if you listen to the show, we always have better fits of people that listen to the show because they know what we're all about and they already know who we are. So give me a shout, I guess. I was hoping to make a convincing argument to have AB stay. But after hearing him today, as I said earlier, I'm happy for him that he's focusing on his health and other things. And we'll press on, but you'll still get to hear those dulcet tones every week or every other week.
That's right. That's right. I'm not going anywhere, so thank you very much, Biff. All right, Tewty, you are next, sir.
Well, thank you. Yes, I also gave my little tribute to you earlier, which still stands. Leave the world a better place than you found it, and you have clearly done that. So I'm going to talk about hydration, keeping your body hydrated, making sure you get enough. There you go, Miss Junk. Making sure you get enough.
That's
fiber.
not water, Biff.
It's not.
As a bartender and as watching Biff be an alcoholic at 11 a.m. in the morning, I'm just like, bring back the water. You need it in your life. Give your kidneys a break. My dad's also going through some like light kidney failure. So it's nice to keep that in mind. Your health is important, and we have to keep it at a number one priority at all times.
And by the way, to your point, I have adopted this recently. Drinking more water.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And the reason why is my wife was telling me that in the middle of the night, I just oozed gin. So what I started doing, she said, it was like coming out of my pores.
Gin is not a bad thing to ooze. But,
no. So what I started doing is I started drinking water throughout the day as I drink.
Yes.
And having and making sure when I go down and mix my last drink of the night, every night, I put the glass away and I do drink a glass of water instead.
Good.
And I've no longer smelled like alcohol over the course of the night.
For every cocktail you have, you should also have a glass of water right next to it and be taking sips from both cups.
I did that yesterday because there was an English Premier League soccer game that started at 9:00 in the morning. So I had to start early. So I had to make sure I had water all day too.
Right. Listen, I got a quick question for either Tewty or Biff. If you guys can try this, do either one of you have like a pure water filter?
Yeah.
You ever see one of those pitchers, like you get the pitcher pure water filter?
I have one.
There was a, I don't know if this is true or not, but they said that you can pour like vodka in the pure water filter and it will remove all the taste of the vodka. And when it comes out, it tastes just like water, but it still has alcohol content in it.
I strongly disbelieve that. I don't think
there's been a few people that have made videos and said that they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it worked. And I want someone that actually has it to give it a shot just to see if it will work.
I don't know.
Not everything on TikTok is real, right?
I know. That's why I thought I would ask the professionals, like, hey.
No, I don't think that's real because alcohol is very difficult to get rid of. Like you can make it easier to drink by like clarifying it with milk or something like that. And that really actually does a good job of that, what you're describing. But I don't think a Brita filter would do that. Personally,
they just took that pitcher, the one, and they just poured it into that, and then it drips down into the bottom, and then they poured it into a glass, and they said like almost all the taste of vodka is gone. You can't really taste it.
You're talking to somebody that fell in love with the taste.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha. I was just curious. That's all.
I have a hard time believing that would work. I mean, even if it's like one of those charcoal activated carbon filters, it's not going to take out the taste or the burn of vodka as it goes down your throat. Like,
activated charcoal does do some stuff, but if you are, there's a couple health risks with that as well. So I would also not.
Well, I only use activated charcoal for odor killing purposes. When growing certain things during the pandemic.
Yeah. How do you like them potatoes?
Delicious. Those are the best spuds ever.
All right. Was that it, Toots?
No. Yep, that's it. Miss Junk's turn.
Okay. That's right. Thank you very much, Tewty. Now on to Miss Junk. You get the last word this time.
Oh, well, I'm the last one to show up, so it makes sense. Always set your alarm. That's I'm on the West Coast. I'm in Ballsack City.
Ballsack City?
Right. Sacramento.
Oh, all Oh, I never
Oh,
heard of
there
that
you
one
go.
before.
Fine, it's fine. It's actually a pretty nice city. But anyway, I just wanted to say hi to you, see how you're doing, AB. Really, you've always been like the glue here, and you're so welcoming to me. And I really just, just really appreciate it. Just wanted to stop in and say hi without hijacking it. And now I'm gonna Google Power Ranger porn just because.
Sounds like a good way to spend a Sunday.
Sounds like a lot of orgy stuff. So that sounds fun.
So I saw something the other day is a Scooby Doo porn.
Oh, like
See,
the dog
they-
himself?
Live action
like-
or
Oh no,
cartoon?
and cartoon
Okay.
animated.
Cartoon one?
Oh yeah.
They
It
knew
was-
Velma was a lesbian years ago. So,
yeah.
Oh no, she wasn't a lesbian in this one.
Jesus.
Well, I'm about to change.
All right. Well, on that
There's a way
note,
to wrap it up. That's it.
that's the way to wrap up the show this time. Fucking A.
Scooby Doo porn. Good title.
We want to thank all of you for joining us today. Get on our website, atlantisafterdark.com, join our Discord server, come shoot the shit with us. We would appreciate it. For Biffed, for Tootytron, for Sekju, Redmus, and Miss Junk, we'll see you guys all right here next time on another fabulous edition of AAD. So long, everybody.